It is fast, exciting, and competitive, and it is really tricky. That's the words you can describe. That's the words that we can describe the next stop on the Castrol GTX Cup Series Tour. The 16th stop that is on the series. We have it is Pocono Raceway. The Tricky Triangle is where we're at here today for the running of the WIX Filters 400s. We're set for 30 laps of action here on this 2.5-mile triangle-shaped racetrack. 3 different straightaways and 3 different turns. Very much is pretty much what this track's unique characteristic is. So on the pole for this event here, as we get to the starting lineup here, it is Nathan Ormond, the number 6 Valvoline Ford, on the pole for the first time I think this season. He's alongside car number 29. It is Zachary Fitzwater at the wheel of the Hardee's Pontiac. Neither driver has won this season there, and they hope to do so here today. Second row has the Childers teammates. Gold Deeber in the GM Goodwin Chevrolet car number 3. He's won this season at Rockingham, and beside him will be car number 31, Joshua Osborne, who won this season at Dover. Is alongside. Going to the next row sees Jesse Turner in car number 94, the Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile, and the Daytona 500 winner Phil Parker in the number 5 Levi Garrett Chevrolet. Next row down sees Kyle Matthews in car 42 and number 68 Kev Shearer is alongside, both of them carrying car cameras for today's event, by the way. Next row sees Jay Jefferson, car number 30, the Pennzoil Pontiac, and number 27 Cat Batson, who won at Darlington this season. Next row has Jackson Haywood in number 15, the Motorcraft Ford, and beside him will be car number 52, Seth Cole in the Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. Next row sees car number 8, Johnny Gardner in the Snickers Buick. He won the season at Bristol. He'll be alongside Ryan George in number 14, the Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet. Next row has Levi McIntyre in 17, Western Auto Chevrolet, and number 22, Dylan Pote, the Maxwell House Coffee Ford. Next row has number 2, Dylan Young in the Miller Genuine Draft Ford, and Adam Garcia, car number 11, who's with a great qualifying run in the Budweiser Ford. He starts inside the top 20 for the first time I think this season. I think since I'm not sure when, to be honest. But anyway, next row down sees car number 24, Charles Samper, who won in Atlanta this season. He'll be alongside car number 26, Quaker State Ford of Matt McIntyre. Matt has won twice this season. He won at Auto Club Raceway, and he also Auto Club Speedway, I should say, and he also won at Richmond. Next row sees car number 43, Mike Becker, and number 70, Wade Brummer. Next row sees Keith Batson and 28, Texaco Haviland Ford, and number 55, Nathan Hudson, the Crown Petroleum Skull Classic Oldsmobile. Next up, sees another Skull Classic Oldsmobile. This one, Zach Rogers, here 2-time winner this season so far. He won at Talladega and North Wilkesboro. The Skull Classic Ford Oldsmobile car number 1. He'll be alongside number 12, Rob Evans, who won at Texas this season in the Rebesses Buick. Next row sees our third in-car camera. It is Quentin Moore in the Citgo Ford. He'll be alongside car number 4, William Brock, who was the fastest in happy hour, by the way, in this race. So he could be one of the guys to watch here today. Now, next row down sees another 2-time winner, Jessica Shelton, in the number 9 Coors Light Melling Ford. She won at Martinsville and at Sonoma, and she's got a little bit ways back to start there. Come through the field, and Jess also is the points leader coming into this race too, much to the whole field's chagrin. Next row down, alongside of her is the Coca-Cola 600 winner, Ryan Brommer, in the Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Ford. Next row down sees car number 10, Paul Minnick, and number 7, Christian Russell. Then it's number 25, Benjamin Miles, and number 18, Matt Haas. Next row has Mitchell Collins in number 20 and number 75, Laura Chung. Then it's number 83, Alex Miller, and alongside number 71, Henry Sanford. Next row sees Henry's sister, Jean, in the number 98, Banquet Frozen Foods Chevrolet. As for and much to their chagrin, their other brother Charles starts well ahead of those two. Anyway, beside Jean will be number 90, Jordan Anderson, in the starting shotgun field. Will be car number 33, Jacob Thibodeau, in the Skull Bandit Oldsmobile. So the field lined up for green. So the field is lined up for some green flag racing. To give the command to fire the engines, I should say. Waiting for the command to fire the engines, I should say. For this WIX Filters 400, you got 2 drivers who has not won. Well, 1 driver who has not won in a long time on the outside of the front row, and alongside the driver who has not won at all in this series. Could today be the day for those 2? We'll find out. And the command's been given to fire the engines as we get set to turn them loose here for 30 laps here at Pocono Raceway, and We'll be back for the start of this race right after this. Field is now running through the third turn here at Pocono Raceway as they will get the green flag this time by. As always on the first, I'll give you the track description of Pocono because that's what I like doing at Pocono as well too. Field comes off corner number 3 as the green flag is flying. We're underway in the WIX Ultras 400 down the longest of the straightaways of the three. 3,740 feet in length is the length of the front stretch here as they come down into turn number 1. 3 different straightaways and 3 different turns here on this track, as we mentioned. And here they go into the steepest of the turns. That is turn number 1, banked at 14 degrees. They come through off turn number 1. Nathan Orman, I should say, leads them down to the Long Pond straightaway, which is 3,055 feet in length. Cole Deaver in second position, and Zachary Fitzwater now battling for third with Jesse Turner. They come down to the tunnel turn, which is banked at 8 degrees, and there really is a tunnel that runs through the area where the cars go through to the infield here. Down to the North Chute, which is 1,780 feet in length, and now into the flattest of the turns. That's turn 3, and also the slowest, banked at only 6 degrees. They come off turn number 3, and they'll come on to the front stretch again. Like I said, 3,740 feet in length. To give you an idea, that front stretch is, by the way, is 700 feet longer than the back stretch at Daytona, and also less than 300 feet shorter than the back stretch at Talladega. Through turn number 1 they go here, and they're almost 4 wide. Come off turn number 1. That would not have been a pretty sight at Pocono here. They were 3 wide going through there. Kyle Matthews goes to the inside, looking for the lead looking for second position, I should say, on Jesse Turner. Trying to catch Nathan Orman, who, by the way, led the first lap of this race. And Matthews has got a pretty fast car here. He's up to second place now. As you ride inside Kyle Matthews' car number 42, the Mellow Yellow Pontiac. And the yellow flag is flown for the first time here at Pocono Raceway as he races to the line, and Matthews is going to come across second to Hudson. Second to Orman, I should say. And it's Rob Evans in car number 12 that has crashed. Caution flag happening on the second lap here at this race area. You see him running right behind Ryan Brommer and Matt Haas. And those three got together come off turn number 2. Take a look against what happened there. There were 3 wide there. The Brommer and Evans were with Mitchell Collins. And Brommer just stubs Evans into the wall, come off turn number 2. Laura Chung, I think, apparently may be involved in a number 75 car. She almost spins. But meantime, 66 and the 12 are spinning. Round and around they go. Where it stops, nobody knows. There you see some debris flying off some of the cars. And Evans comes back and just squeezes the number 8 and just stubs the 18 car into the wall. Henry Samper, I think, in the 71 might be involved in the number 71 car. You see him giving Evans a little bit of a tap right there, and meantime, Matt Haas goes into the wall, coming on the inside wall, I should say, coming out down the North Chute. But they all get their car started back up and try to go at it again here. In fact, Evans and Haas are running, and so it too is Brommer for that fact as well. One more lap till this race restarts again. Here we'll get the restart on lap number 7 here at Pocono Raceway. Nathan Ormond is still the leader of the race here. Kyle Matthews is second position. Third position is Zachary Fitzwater. Jay Jefferson runs 4th. 5th is Jesse Turner. Jackson Haywood's up to 6th position. 7th is Cole Deaver. 8th is Johnny Gardner, matching his car number. Joshua Osborne runs 9th, and Levi McIntyre runs in 10th position right now. Going to 11th is Phil Parker, 12th is Dylan Young, 13th Charles Sanford, 14th is Kev Shearer, 15th is Seth Cole, 16th right now is Keith Batson, 17th is Keith's wife, Kat Batson. She's in 17th position right there behind her husband. 18th is Mike Becker, 19th is Quentin Moore, and 20th is Jessica Shelton. That's how they run right now after, about to complete the 6th lap of this race here at Pocono Raceway. Talk about Nathan Orman's not won in a long. We talk about Nathan Orman and Zachary Fitzwater have not won in a long time. Neither has Kyle Matthews, believe it or not, and neither has Jay Jefferson. Neither has Jesse Turner. And the last time Jackson Haywood won a race was right here last season in this very same race. As the field comes off turn number 3 here, the green flag flies once again. We're backing away on lap number 7 here at Pocono. 24 laps remaining in this race. Kyle Matthews staying right behind Nathan Orman going into turn number 1 here. Ford in the first, Pontiac second, third, and fourth, I should say, and then an Oldsmobile in fifth. And Matthews goes to the inside of the racetrack on Orman, looking for the lead here. Fitzwater is gonna jump up behind him. Well, forget that here. Jay Jefferson now jumps up behind Matthews and is going to push Kyle Matthews to the lead. And Matthews will be the first leader of the second leader of the day if he can get back to the start-finish line first ahead of Orman. Well, he might even just lead this lap here. Orman falling back just a little bit. Nathan Orman has been a little bit depressed about the season so far. He says the season's not the way he's wanted it to be. Ever since he's finished second at Atlanta, which is the best finish he's had this season, best finish he's had in this series, I should say too. He has he's been kind of dissatisfied with his results, as to say the least here for sure here. But he hopes to cure all that as the season goes on, and we're actually nearing the halfway point of the season too. This is the 16th stop on the tour. Halfway will be after the race at Michigan, which will be next on the schedule for the Miller Lite 400, and then we go back to Daytona for the Pepsi 400 for the Mid-Season Classic. Matthews led the last time by, but here comes Jay Jefferson down the low side, and he'll take the lead. Here comes Cole Deaver in car number 3, the GM Goodwrench Chevy. He'll dive low on the racetrack here and try to take second position. He's got Joshua Osborne behind him in 31. The Childress car's hooking up. Deaver driving a 1990 Chevrolet and Osborne driving a 1993 Chevrolet. And also along this train, Phil Parker in the 5, Johnny Gardner in the 8th, and Zachary Fitzwater in 29. And 3 wide here between Seth Cole, Kev Shear, and Dylan Young. As Seth is going to drive around both of them here, and Charles Sandberg takes a base of action to the inside of Jackson Haywood and takes position away. And Seth Cole says, "I'm going to follow you, Charles," and he'll let's see where that pushes Seth up to. Seth is up to now the 11th position, and the yellow flag's flown for the second time here today. Charles Simmer, by the way, came across in 9th. Oh, it's Adam Garcia, car number 11, after a great qualifying run he had, and this happens to him. Christian Russell in the 7 also involved, and I think also Wade Brummer in the 70 car is also involved as well. So second caution flag flying at the completion of lap number 9. And they got together coming off turn number... Actually, this whole thing started going into turn number 3. Wade Brummer goes to the low side. He actually was on the inside of Paul Minnick in the 10. I don't know if Minnick had a problem or what, though. He slowed down all of a sudden, and Brummer is in the warm-up lane here at Pocono. Actually, he's in the grass. Goes up against Adam Garcia in the 11 car, and right into him. Gene Samper's also involved, and she gets a hit. Christian Russell gets a hit from Laura Chung in the 75. So a 5-car pileup happening here at Pocono. I want to say 6, but I don't think Minnick even spun. So a 5-car melee has happened in turn number 3 as they're about to complete the 9th lap of this race. So and there you see those 5 cars all coming in for pit stops here. 65 miles are on pit road, the pit speed limit here at Pocono. See if anybody falls out of the race because of this here. It looks like Russell, Laura Chung, and Gene Sanford all coming in to repair their damage. So is Brummer, and I think so is Garcia. Oh, Garcia's out of the race. That's another guy who's been dissatisfied with his results too. And Garcia's best finish was second in the Daytona 500, and then, but like Nathan Orman, his performance has fallen off just a bit too. Laura Chung's coming out of the pits, so is Sanford, and so is Wade Brummer. Christian Russell still stuck in the pits, so. And Christian Russell's out of the race too, so Christian Russell's out of the race. So is Adam Garcia. Zach Rogers is out of the race too after a camshaft failure in his #1 Skull Classic Oldsmobile. So so Rogers, who was trying to climb his way back in the top 10 in points there, that's a big hit for him. Here, so camshaft failure, by the way, for all intents and purposes, is an engine failure. Failure within mechanical failure within the engine, I should say, too. And what the camshaft is, obviously, is a device in the engine that measures your RPMs, though, obviously, too. So, not to mention that's where all the pistons and rods are connected to the engine too. I'm no mechanic, but still, that's from what I understand. So anyway, Jay Jefferson's your leader of the race here. Second position is Cole Deaver. Then Joshua Osborne's third. Fourth is Phil Parker. Fifth position right now is Johnny Gardner. Kyle Matthews has dropped to sixth. Seventh position is Zachary Fitzwater. Eighth is Jesse Turner. Ninth is Charles Samper. And Nathan Ormond runs in 10th position. 11th is Seth Cole. Then Jackson Haywood, 12th. 13th, Kev Shear. Dylan Young, 14th. Levi McIntyre's dropped to 15th. 16th is Keith Batson. Jessica Shelton, 17th. 18th is Mike Becker. Kat Batson's 19th. And Quentin Moore runs in 20th position as the field is going through turn number 3, I should say here. There's no turn 4 at Pocono, as you all know. And let's ride with Quentin Moore on this restart here, as we'll restart on lap number 14. He'll accelerate up through the gears here on the front stretch here. Comes right there behind Kat Batson in the McDonald's Ford. And he'll hit fourth gear just as he goes into turn number 1. So already at the top gear at this point. The straightaway is so long when you actually get up the top gear by the time you get into turn number 1, if you time it just right. He'll go into turn number 2, 187, I saw 188 miles an hour blink going into turn number 2. And 165 coming off turn number 2. He'll come down the north chute and see how fast he goes. 179 miles an hour into turn number 3. And it's slowed down to about 137 as he drops in position to Ryan George. 160 come off turn number 3. He'll see how fast it goes on the front stretch. I bet you about almost 190 miles an hour. I almost bet you. 182, 84, 85, 186, 187, 188 miles an hour into turn number 1. So I was right, almost 190 going into that turn. And that lap for Quentin Moore, 164.606, but that's slower than what the race pace is here. And meantime, Cole Deaver's taking the lead in car number 3, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Moves to the top spot. And speaking of lap speeds here, the fast lap race so far set by Jacob Thibodeau at 170.892, almost 171 miles an hour around this racetrack at Pocono. As Deaver comes off turn number 3, Kyle Matthews is up to second position as he tries to battle with the 29 car of Zachary Fitzwater. And meantime, 3 wide here, Nathan Ormond to the low side as he goes low on Johnny Gardner and Phil Parker. And Ormond almost touches with Gardner, and Gardner is close with Phil Parker. Look at this battle going on. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th you're seeing right there on the screen. And though in 7th place in there, too, is Seth Cole, as he now tries to get by Phil Parker. And now Orman goes by Gardner for 4th place. Now he wants 3rd on the 29 car, Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater pulls ahead, and Orman's going to fall in behind him at the moment. And now Fitzwater looks low on Kyle Matthews. That's for 2nd place. Jackson Haywood moving his way through the field in the 15 car as he gets by Gardner. Now Jesse Turner goes low. He'll try to get by Gardner in the 8 car. That's Turner in 94 to Sunoco machine. Phil Parker and Levi McIntyre trying to follow suit too. McIntyre tries to go low, but too late. Mike Becker already had that lane confirmed. And McIntyre squeezes in behind Johnny Gardner in the number 8 car. And meantime, here comes Quentin Moore in the number 21 car, the guy we rode with on the restart. Riding with Quentin Moore, he's running in 14th position right now behind the 30 car of Jay Jefferson. And again, 188 miles an hour coming through into turn number 2. And that's past 180 miles an hour and down to 129 miles an hour going through into turn number 3. He has to back way off. He was close. He was almost too close to Jefferson where he could have bumped him and spun him out. Bumped. And that killed his straightaway speed to only 186 miles an hour into turn number 1. And down the front stretch, down the long front straightaway he goes here. Right behind Johnny Gardner. And that's what it looks like from Kev Shear's perspective here as we ride with him, as he's running right behind Charles Sanford. And he bumps Charles right there behind. It bumps Charles right by the 26 car, Matt McIntyre. Now battles with him for positions. Shear this. Let's see what clock Shear this time by. He was 21st the last time by. Now he's up into the top 20 now. Up ahead is Dylan Young, Charles Sanford, and Jessica Shelton. And Shelton's stuck in the middle now between between Dylan Young and Charles Sanford. And now we see problems up ahead here. Mike Becker and Phil Parker has crashed. You saw it from Kev Shear's perspective. And that's side and scraped up at the number 5 Levi Garrett Chevy as the Daytona 500 winner. More bad luck for him somewhat. Oh, Mike Becker was up to 6th position. His season's gone terrible at this point. This happened coming on turn number 2, coming here on lap number 20. And we do have 10 laps to go right now here at Poconos Raceway in the WIX Fortress 400. Now, I guarantee you, Cole Deaver did not want to see that yellow flag fly, and he had already lost the lead at that point. Nathan Orman had taken the lead at this point. A race here with Jackson Haywood 2nd place. They came off turn number 2, and Jesse Turner, I think, almost went it 4 wide. He almost did, but then Phil Parker just drove Mike Becker to the low side, stuffs Becker into the wall on the back straight, on the long cross straight. And I thought I thought those two were going to ricochet back across the track and right in front of all these cars and cause a big pile up. But thank goodness that wasn't the case here, as Becker almost came back right across into Henry Samper, and Matt Haas went by too in the 18 cars. They come down the as those two able to get back going. So back at Pocono Raceway here, where we will have 6 laps remaining when this race restarts here at Pocono Raceway in Pocono, Pennsylvania, as the in the WIX Filters 400. Nathan Ormond is the leader racer. He would like to get his first ever win in the series there for sure if he can hold on in these final few laps to win this race here. Second is Zachary Fitzwater. Third is Jackson Haywood. Fourth is Cole Deaver. And problems with the Levi McIntyre's car in the 17. Levi has pulled way down the inside of the racetrack here. I don't know if he's got a problem or what. And it looks like he is gonna come down pit road. Looks like. So McIntyre's going to spin the restart on pit road here. As meantime, the green flag flies. We are back on the way on lap number 25. 6 laps to go here at Pocono. Oh, and McIntyre was running, I think, up in about 5th or 6th position when all this happened, too. And here comes Cole Deaver in the Goodwrench Chevy as he looks low in the track here. He's been one of the dominant cars all day long. So has Orman, for that fact. Side by side, the 15 and the 3 cars. The 29 is also in there too. Jesse Turner in 94. He hasn't won in a long time. He like to get up there and win it. Jackson Haywood, though, is looking for his second win in a row in the WIX, looking for his second WIX Filters 400 win in a row. You remember he was the defending champion of this race from last season when he had the Wrangler car. And somebody else coming down pit road. Oh, and it's Benjamin Miles who's up in the top 5 in the points. He's coming down pit road, and he's in for an unscheduled pit stop in the Kodiak Chevy. I don't know if that's a and it was a clutch failure on the number 17 Western Auto Chevy for Levi McIntyre, and a header failure also knocked Gene Sanford out of the race. $65 miles an hour down pit road for Benjamin Miles as he comes back out. Apparently, that long of a stop, it could have been a tire failure on the number 25 Kodiak Chevy. And meantime, Cole Deaver's taking the lead here with now 4 laps to go. Jesse Turner up to second position. Here he comes to the low side of Deaver as they go into turn number 1. Deaver shuts the door on Turner at the moment here. Meantime, Haywood and Fitzwater battling it out for position. Johnny Gardner trying to help Fitzwater out. Nathan Ormond up in the high side here. Here comes Kyle Matthews in the 42. 21, Quentin Moore. And the 30 of Jay Jefferson is up there. And also now you got Charles Sanford and Kev Shearer in this mix too. And Kev moves Charles up the track, and Charles gets by Osborne and tries to get by Seth Cole as well in the number 52 machine. Inside with Kev Shearer in car 68. He's up to 11th position right now as he tries to get by Seth Cole, and now tries to go low on the set for position and tries to take that spot away. And now falls in behind Nathan Orman in car number 6. Orman tries to go low on Quentin Moore in car number 21 as they go into turn number 3 now. And now you're riding with Quentin Moore in number 21. Up ahead of him is the third in-car camera, Kyle Matthews. 2 laps to go. Quentin up to 10th position, make that, and now falls back a spot as Charles Samper goes by him now, number 24. Samper in contention maybe for 2 in a row. He won at Riverside, the last race on the tour. Adding on to his win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And here comes battle for the lead. Jesse Turner lowest on a Cole Deaver for the top spot, and he's got it. Jesse Turner, car number 94, looking to win his first race in a long time. He went winless last season. Off turn number 3 they come here. It'll be the white flag this time by. Here 1 lap remaining at Pocono. 3 wide behind between Batson, Samper, and Kyle Matthews. And here comes Zachary Fitzwater. He wants to win this race. Fitzwater to the low side. They're side by side. The 29 and the 94 cars. Here comes number 30. Jay Jefferson's up there. Orman's not out of this yet. Jefferson goes by Turner. That's for second place here. Can Zachary Fitzwater hold them all off? Off turn number 2. Jefferson's got one more shot in his arsenal as they go to the third turn. Orman tries to go low on Jefferson for position here, and it's not going to happen for either one of those two. Off the third turn they come, and Zachary Fitzwater surprises them all at Pocono. He will win the WIX Filters 400. Zachary Fitzwater in the number 29 Hardee's Pontiac goes to victory lane here today. His first win of the season. Zach and holding off Jay Jefferson and Nathan Ormond with a third place run in the number 6 car. The best run I think he's ever had this season. Well, actually since that second place run in Atlanta, I should say too. But Seth Cole will come home in 4th, and Jesse Turner, who led at the white flag, finishes in 5th position. Jesse's got to be thinking, what am I going to have to do to win one of these races this season? But take nothing away from Zachary Fitzwater as he holds them all off for a very tough win here. I say tough win because he had to scrap like a badger in his last half a lap to win it. So 16 races are in the books here in the series as we have now 18 races left to go on the season here. So we are about at the halfway point here. Average speed 110.957. 3 caution flags slowed this race down a bit here. 6th place will go to Johnny Gardner. 7th to Charles Sanford. Cole Deaver, who had one of the drivers who led the majority of this race. He ended up finishing 8th. Nathan Hudson, haven't talked about him at all today. He ends up finishing 9th. A solid run for Hudson. Jackson Haywood with a strong performance in 10th position. William Brock finishes 11th. Kyle Matthews dropped to 12th. Keith Batson 13th. Dylan Young 14th. Quentin Moore comes on 15th. Kev Shearer 16th. And Dylan Poteet 17th. And Matt McIntyre 18th. 19th Joshua Osborne and Alex Miller with a solid run finishing in 20th position. Jessica Shelton dropped to 21st. 22nd will go to Ryan George. 23rd will be Mitchell Collins. 24th will be Jacob Thibodeau. Jordan Anderson 25th. Then Kat Batson, Paul Minnick, Henry Sanford, and Ryan Brommer and Matt Haas was the top 30. Rest of the order will be Rob Evans, Mike Becker, Phil Parker, Wade Brummer, Laura Chung, and Benjamin Miles was the last of the finishers here. In 36th position, cars out of the race were Levi McIntyre, Gene Sanford, Adam Garcia, Christian Russell, and Zach Rogers. That's going to hurt him in the points in that one car, because he was one of the hot cars coming into this race at Pocono, and then his day unfortunately for him, didn't last all that long. So 36 cars finished in this race here today, and all 36 of them were on the lead lap. So, but the day belongs to Zachary Fitzwater and the number 29 Hardee's team as they win here today. at Pocono and the WIX Filters 400. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got NR races, we got gaming videos, we got NR online racing videos. Whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for his channel. And be sure to check out Seth's Dorsell Cup Series, which is in full swing. Guarantee his races are a lot better than what I have to offer too. So that will do it here today. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. We will see you in the Irish Hills of Brooklyn, Michigan for the Miller Lite 400.